Epidemic of child and teen obesity in America. The editing and narrating of the PowerPoint project is done by myself, Melissa Orta, and I completed this policy brief PowerPoint for my Capstone 3 Policy Brief Presentation Project. Overview. Overweight and obesity is an epidemic found in American children and teens. Being overweight or obese has an adverse effect on an individual. Children and teens need your help to overcome this epidemic. The purpose of this presentation is to examine the widespread of overweight and obesity among children and teens. The purpose is to educate, bring attention to, and provide opportunities for policymakers, school board officials, and parents to improve and manage the weight and overall health of American children and teens. In order to improve and manage the weight and overall health of children and teens in America, the U.S. Congress needs to readdress and intensify the Child Nutrition and Woman, Infant and Child Reauthorization Act of 2004, also known as WIC. First, Congress needs to remove unhealthy snacks and sugary drinks, also known as competitive foods, from school a la carte food lines and vending machines. Second, Congress needs to provide students with wellness programs to educate students about the importance of consuming healthy foods. And third of all, Congress needs to fund after-school fitness clubs for students to increase their level of physical activity. Obesity affects 12.7 million American children and teens. Every day, American children and teens suffer from the troubles of being overweight or obese. 1/3 of children and teens ages 6 through 19 years old are considered obese or overweight. Children and teens who engage in poor eating habits and lack physical activity or exercise are more likely to have low levels of self-esteem, an increase in present medical problems, as well as prolonged medical problems. Defining overweight and obesity. Being overweight or obese is defined as a person whose weight is higher than what is considered as normal weight adjusted for height. Body mass index, also known as BMI, measures body fat to estimate overweight and obesity in adults and children. BMI is measured by weight in kilograms divided by height in meters squared. An individual's BMI index can determine whether or not the individual's health may be at risk due to their weight. The following chart is a growth chart used by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention Group to determine if a child or an adult is obese or overweight. BMI of child and adolescents ages 2 through 20 years old using the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention chart. If the child or teen is at or above the 85th percentile on the CDC growth chart, then the individual is at risk of being obese or may be classified 95th percentile on the CDC chart, then the individual is classified as obese. If the child or teen is at or above the 120% of the 95th percentile on the CDC growth chart, then the individual is classified as extremely obese. The widespread of obesity among children and teens aged 2 through 19 by sex and age for the U.S. 2009 through 2010 year. The following figure represents children and teen obesity in America. The widespread of obesity has managed to remain stable for all American children and teens at 16.9% or 17%. Among the entire U.S. population, teens ages 12 through 19 years old are ranked the highest for obesity, standing at 18.4%, followed by 6 to 11-year-olds at 18%. And lastly, children ages 2 through 5 years old, appearing at 12.1%. Among the children, Black girls and Hispanic American boys ages 12 through 19 years old have the highest rates of obesity. Although overweight and obesity are easy to identify, the condition is difficult to address. Poor nutrition and very minimal exercise have led to over 300,000 annual deaths. The U.S. prevalence of child and teen obesity in females ages 2 through 19 years old. Among the female children and teens, female Hispanics ages 2 through 19 years old account for the highest percentage of obesity, standing at 38%, followed by Black females at 36%, and lastly, white females who account for 26% of obesity in children and teens. The U.S. prevalence of child and teen obesity in males ages 2 through 19 years old. In contrast to the females chart, the widespread of obesity in males ages 2 through 19 years old is worse. Hispanic males ages 2 through 19 years old make up 41% of obesity in American children and teens, followed by Black males who are at 33%, and lastly, by white males who stand at 26%. The harmful effects of being overweight or obese. Overweight and obesity needs to be addressed because they are the second leading causes of death in the United States. Children and teens who suffer from being overweight or obese are more likely to have psychological problems and prolonged medical problems. Obese children and teens are more than twice as likely to report low levels of self-esteem. These children who express low levels of self-esteem generally have a negative outlook on life and are more likely to engage in delinquent behavior such as missing school, drinking, smoking, and using drugs. Obese children with low levels of self-esteem are more likely to display a significant amount of loneliness, sadness, and nervousness, which indicates signs of depression. Obesity will most likely result in heart disease. Researchers have found children who have a large body mass index have a larger chance of developing heart disease. High blood pressure can be caused by lifestyle factors such as excessive weight or obesity. Children and teens who have high blood pressure and are obese will develop thicker arteries by the age of 30. Overweight and obese children are twice as likely compared to healthy individuals to develop liver and kidney cancer as an adult. They are also twice as likely to develop gastric cardiac cancer, a cancer that develops in the upper part of the stomach. Lastly, premature death caused by obesity and overweight is the second leading cause of death in the U.S. Childhood and teen obesity is strongly linked to premature death in adulthood. Obese adults ages 45 through 64 years old die at least 10 years earlier than individuals who obtain normal weight. Approaching school districts. On average, a student spends about 5 to 7 hours a day at school. Children enroll in school around 5 years old and attend school until the age of 17 or 18. While at school, students have access to food, education, and after-school programs. It is at a school where students are provided with opportunities to learn and build relationships with peers and teachers. Schools can advocate for students to consume healthier food items, participate in wellness programs, and join after-school fitness clubs to decrease and manage the widespread epidemic of overweight and obesity. While at school, children have plenty of time to purchase unhealthy food items, also known as competitive food items. Competitive foods are high-calorie, unhealthy food items available in competitive venues which are outside of the federal reimbursable school meals. Competitive food items are often seen in school a la carte lines and vending machines. Vending machines are found in 40% of elementary schools, 82% of middle schools, and 97% of high schools. Recent data indicates 40% of students in 1st through 12th grade consume one or more competitive food items a day. For every competitive food item a child ate at school, their body mass index increases 10%. Children and teens are becoming overweight and obese because of their high calorie intake. Sodas and soft drinks have a major influence on an American's diet. Consumption of sugary beverages are linked with weight gain, obesity, and diabetes. Soft drinks and juices account for 6% of all calories consumed by children ages 2 to 5 years old. 7% for children ages 6 through 11 years old, and accounts for more than 10% for teens ages 12 through 19 years old. Body mass index can be very vital because children and teens who are overweight as a child have a high chance of being overweight or obese as an adult. The chances of overweight boys ages 6 through 16 years old in the 85th percentile on the CDC growth chart have a 60 to 79% chance of becoming overweight at the age of 35 years old. Boys ages 16 through 18 years old who are in the 85th percentile on the CDC growth chart have an 80% chance or greater to of becoming obese by the age of 35 years old. As for girls, the chances of overweight girls ages 2 through 10 years old in the 85th percentile on the CDC growth chart have a 40 to 60% chance of becoming overweight at the age of 35 years old. Girls ages 10 through 18 years old are 60 to 80% more likely to become overweight at the age of 35 years old. In comparison of overweight boys ages 2 through 17 years old in the 85th percentile on the CDC growth chart have a 20% chance of becoming obese at the age of 35 years old. Boys ages 18 and older have a 40 to 59% chance of becoming obese at the age of 35 years old. As for girls, the chances of overweight girls ages 4 through 18 years old have a 20 to 40% chance of becoming obese by the age of 35 years old. Girls ages 18 and older have a 40 to 60% chance of becoming obese at the age of 35 years old. Lack of physical activity. Another factor that coincides with being overweight or obese is a lack of physical activity. Individuals who do not engage in adequate exercise or daily physical activity are at risk for becoming overweight or obese. Children ages 2 to 5 years old should engage in physically active play several times a day. As for teens, they should engage in at least 60 minutes of fat-burning exercise or physical activity. As children increase in age, their activity level decreases. 75% of teens in grades 9 through 12 do not receive the recommended amount of daily physical activity. Although physical education, also known as PE, is supposed to engage children and teens in physical activity, researchers have found PE only provides 18 minutes a week of moderate to fat-burning learning intensifying activities. Policy change. Although the United States Congress has made attempts to improve healthy choices among children and teens in the Child Nutrition and Women, Infant, and Children Reauthorization Act of 2004, they have failed to create a national standardized wellness policy requirement to be followed by all schools in the United States. The Child Nutrition and WIC Reauthorization Act does not permit the federal government to dictate to local school districts the content of wellness policies to encourage nutrition and physical activity. Instead, the United States Congress left the decision-making to schools. Schools are allowed to determine what shall be addressed in their wellness programs and how they will implement their policies. The United States Congress needs to readdress the Child Nutrition and Women, Infant, and Children Reauthorization Act of 2004 and restrict schools from determining what should be incorporated into their wellness programs. The United States Congress needs to create federal guidelines for all schools in the United States. When altering the act, Congress needs to consider the following. Number 1, remove competitive foods from a la carte lines and vending machines. Research has shown that reducing or eliminating the sales of competitive foods in school improves students' dietary outcomes. After a California legislative wellness program had gone into effect, which removed competitive foods from schools, the consumption of water in school among 7th and 9th graders significantly increased. Number 2, Congress needs to provide students with wellness programs to educate students about the significance of healthy foods. Educating students about the importance of fruits and vegetables is important because those who do not receive an adequate amount of healthy foods are at risk for being overweight. With proper program guidance from teachers and classroom activities, students can increase their preferences for fruits and vegetables, and they can begin making healthier eating choices to improve their diet. Research with preschool students has shown that young children can be encouraged to taste healthy food items numerous times and can increase their likings by having an adult sit with them and encourage them to try and eat new and healthier food items. Third, Congress needs to use the federal funds of the 21st Century Community Learning Centers, which exclusively supports after-school programs, to fund after-school fitness and sport clubs for students. Since 75% of teens do not receive the proper amount of physical activity in a day, students should be provided with at least 60 minutes of after-school fitness programs and sports clubs funded by the government so they can fulfill the recommended daily amount of exercise. Studies have shown after-school programs have a positive effect in decreasing obesity in children and teens. Students who participate in an organized sports club show higher levels of physical fitness and lower levels of body mass index than those who do not engage in sports. In conclusion, improvement and support for these recommendations will improve the overall quality of life for American children and teens. Policymakers and government officials need to address and educate policymakers, school board officials, and parents about these harmful effects caused by being overweight and or obese. The process of obesity can be reversed. Since the children and teens are young and their arteries have not fully developed, meaning there is still time to save these vulnerable children. Action needs to be taken before the future generation becomes overweight or obese adults. I have two final thoughts after learning about the epidemic of child and teen overweight and obesity. The first thought is, what kind of outreach program can you offer to your community to help increase their physical activity level? And how will you encourage them to remain active long enough in the program in order to achieve long-term results? Second, if you're a part of a school board and you wanted to eliminate competitive foods in the school district, but you were denied by the superintendent, unless you can find another way to compensate for the lost profits made by selling these competitive food items, what would you do and how would you raise money in replace of selling competitive food items? If you are interested in further research, the last two slides includes my references. Thank you for watching.